Hello everyone, it's me, Sean Morley, comedian, writer, podcaster and friend. This is a story about my teenage self in 2007, Wyke sixth form college, pictured, and low resolution images of a series of unauthorised signs. Now this is where I went to college, and let me just quickly paint a little bit of a architectural picture for you here. You go through these main doors. Before you enter the reception room, there's this big notice board on the left. It is ugly, and it is broadly insecure. From the computer suite, where I'd regularly have to work, I could see this notice board. I could see that anyone who wished to could just put up a sign. And that got me thinking, I could put up anything I want. I wouldn't say I gave it a lot of thought, but I do think the sign that I came up with was pretty good. Here's what I printed off. Warning, monsters sighted in room 23. And what we did have was a very early, very primordial form of college intranet. And as you can see here, I may need to read it out because actually it's very low resolution. These screenshots were taken in 2007. Someone did post to that, "Hiya, does anyone know why there is a monster in room 23? The weird poster outside guidance didn't explain much, but people were discussing the monster sign. And let me tell you, this set me alight." Unfortunately, it is an official notice board. You can't just put up whatever you want. It was taken down. But nothing was changed regarding the security of the notice board, so I just put another one back up. Here we've got warning, student privileges revoked due to monster incident. I don't know how much fear it inspired, but I hope at least a couple of people are like, oh no, oh no, one of my privileges is going to be revoked. That sign didn't last very long. They're obviously, after removing the first one, they're primed to do it again. Then there's the next sign here. Warning, removal of this sign will result in a monster-induced death. There's a friction between the two things it's trying to achieve. One being good world building and good narrative, and the other is trying to get people to stop taking the sign down. And I think the conflict of intentions there does make this one of the weaker signs. So let's quickly move on. It came to my attention that the student council had obviously realised that people are putting up monster-based signs and would like that to stop. Someone told me who the person was who was heading up the anti-monster sign unit, and so they were named explicitly in the next sign. Warning, redacted, gravely injured in monster attack. Please report to funeral. Planned to be held in room 23. Room temporarily cleared of monsters for occasion. Warning, do not enter room 24. Now, looking back on this, it was 2007, but now I think maybe making a sort of a false declaration in a public institution of the death of a teenager isn't something I'd do now. I hope you can all appreciate that I wouldn't do that now, but we have to look back on art and understand it in the context in which it was made. It was made by a teenager who grew up and learnt some lessons. But let it be clear that the true moral of this story is the real monster in room 23 is me. Now, this, like picking someone from the student council and putting up a poster on the student council notice board saying that they've died really bothered them. It shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. So rather than removing signs, this time they put up a sign in addition to removing my sign. And here is their sign. Please note, redacted is not dead. Her funeral is not in room 23, and there is no monster in room 24. Now, the difference between this sign and all the previous signs is this is now an official sign from the student council. And as such, no one was entitled to remove it or tamper with it or affect it in any way. So it remained there for the rest of the year, which meant for the rest of the year, including when there are new admissions coming to look around the college, there is an official notice declaring to the entire student body and staff that this college is now monster free. The end.